Hi, I'm Dr. George Woodbury. I'm a dermatologist in Memphis, Tennessee. I'd like to talk about the epidemic of melanoma. Today I'm here with Cheryl Moore, whose family unfortunately has experienced loss of a family member due to melanoma, and she's willing to share her family's story with us. Many thanks to you for coming in today, Cheryl.
Sure. Thank you for having me. I lost my daughter when she was 27 years old. She was a newlywed. She was going back to college for the third time to get her doctorate to be a teacher, and she had a newborn baby. Now we have an 11-year-old granddaughter that doesn't have her mother.
Cheryl, you mentioned that your daughter experienced a mole that had changed, it was on her leg.
She shaved it one day and it bled. Then she put a Band-Aid on it and proceeded on with her life. Maybe the next time it didn't bleed, but then the following time it bled a little bit more. Or she would nick it, pulling a drawer out at work, and it would bleed. And she was ignoring it because that was not something she wanted to deal with right now. That mole actually changed and became malignant and spread to her lungs, her brain, her spine.
It was a lesion that had changed color, maybe,
Yes.
that she noticed at a certain point on her leg. And in fact, among women, the most common location for melanoma is on the leg, although it can occur on any part of the body.
Had she have gone and gotten that check, someone would have been able to say, Scarlett, you need to get this taken off. And it would have been a minor procedure. However, she didn't do that.
Most cases can be effectively treated with a minor in-the-office surgical removal and sent off to the lab. It
is heartbreaking to bury your child. It is the worst pain you will ever go through, to realize that maybe there was something I could have done. Maybe if I'd insisted that she not lay out in the sun or go to a tanning bed when she was in high school, maybe that would have made a difference.
When we're talking about melanoma, we talk about ABCs. A is for always use sunscreen with an SPF of 30 or higher. B is for be sure to reapply every 60 to 90 minutes, because the rating on a sunscreen is only really good for about 2 hours. And C is for cap. Wear a hat, wear a cap. Plan your vacation activities towards the beginning or end of the day. Be sun smart. There are great advances that have been made in the last 5 years with immunotherapy for systemic melanoma that has metastasized.
I speak frequently with my daughter's oncologist, and he said, if Scarlett had gone to the doctor and gotten early detection, she would be here. And even the advances, she could have lived with stage 4 melanoma today. What did Bob Marley die of? He did die of melanoma. He had melanoma on his toe, and he chose to ignore that.
Years ago, we dermatologists used to think that melanoma was mainly a problem of fair-complected, freckled, white individuals. We now appreciate the fact that it affects all racial types, from the very fair alabaster type people to the dark African American individuals, Latinos, Asians. All of us have to deal with this problem.
I wear this bracelet because I want to tell people as often as I can about melanoma and how it's impacted our lives and how they can stop it from impacting their lives. So we have a foundation that we started after Scarlett passed away called the Scarlett Lawrence Akins Foundation. And our mission goes hand in hand with what you're trying to do. It is to educate people about early detection and treatment and support for patients who have melanoma or their family members that have melanoma.
Don't wait until it starts to bleed. If it's got a color change, if it's darker than the other moles, the moral is see spot change, see a dermatologist. If a person has a lesion which is changing, there's an A, B, C, D, E. A stands for asymmetry. One half doesn't match the other half. B stands for an irregular border, perhaps jagged as opposed to a smooth border. C stands for color change. Perhaps one of a person's moles is darker than the other lesions. Perhaps it's a mole that has developed areas that are purple or gray or teal or different shades of brown, that's a warning sign. D is for diameter. If the diameter's gotten larger than a number 2 pencil eraser, that's a concerning sign. E is for evolving or changing. If a mole has features of these, asymmetry, border change, color change, diameter enlarging, or evolving, that would be a little warning light that comes on that says, I need to get in to see a doctor about this and get this evaluated. The good news about melanoma, however, is that we know how to prevent it by use of sun protection, wearing a hat, wide spectrum sunscreens. We know how to detect it by looking for these features and taking biopsies if necessary. We know how to manage it or treat it, which is generally by a minor outpatient surgery where the lesion is cut out and sent into the lab. I would encourage people to go to resources available on the internet, particularly the Skin Cancer Foundation, as well as the American Academy of Dermatology has pictures, as well as the American Society of Dermatologic Surgery has pictures. Those organizations are very helpful. The resources are available. Thanks so much for coming in today and sharing your family story with us, because we are in the middle of an epidemic right now and we need all the resources available.
Absolutely. I'm glad to help any way I can.